Mike McKenna back here in the KRSL newsroom. It's 9:45 on Election Day, General Election 2019. This year, no presidential election, really not a lot of statewide things going on outside of a constitutional amendment about the census that folks were voting on here in Kansas. Big picture really was the local picture. What happened here in Russell County as we had city council and school board positions up for grabs, and then also a bond question for USD 407 and the renewal of a half-cent sales tax for Russell County. David Elliott is stationed down at the Russell County Courthouse. He's been there throughout the evening, and he has the final results from tonight's general election. David, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Again, as we reported just a few moments ago, just about 44% of registered voters came out here to vote, so about a 44% voter turnout. And again, these results that we're going to pass along to you, unofficial until canvass on November 18th. Again, unofficial until canvass on November 18th. But, the final numbers are in, both advance and those folks voting here today on Election Day across Russell County. And a few things of note, again, several races, of course, city council and school board positions around the county. But we're going to talk specifically about, of course, the contested races. There was only one contested race on the Russell City Council, and it was in Ward 2, pitting Matthew Driscoll against Chuck Bean. Chuck Bean, of course, a former city councilman, but the person in that position, Barry Allen Hoffman, electing not to run for re-election. So it would be a new face here, and Matt Driscoll defeats Chuck Bean by a count of 213 to 164 votes. Matt getting about 56% of the vote, again defeating Chuck Bean in that. Again, as mentioned, no other contested races for City Council. Russell Mayor Kurt Mader wins re-election. He did not have any opponents. In the Ward 1 councilmember position, it will be a new councilman, Monty Morrill, as Frank Perano electing not to run for re-election. Ward 3 in the city, Blaine Stoppel is re-elected. And then in Ward 4, it also will be a new face as Dustin Madden wins election to the city council as G.J. Long electing not to seek re-election there. In Lucas, there was a contested race for city council. 3 people running for 2 spots, and Gene Stramel, the incumbent, wins re-election with 66 votes. Caleb Bryant follows up with 55 votes, and Lacey Austin left out of that race as she gets 49 votes. So, again, winning election, Gene Stramel and Caleb Bryant. Lacey Austin losing out in that race. Let's see. Now, the only other major contested race that had a lot of eyes and a lot of interest on it, of course, was USD 407 Board of Education, and there was 6 people on the ballot running for 4 spots. And there were a couple other write-in campaigns mounted here in the last few weeks, but it will not be a write-in candidate winning. The top 4 vote getters out of the 6 people running go this way: Kathy Wallert with 914 votes, Brett Mai with 901 votes, and Ron Wheel with 882 votes, and Deanna Myers with 810 votes. So 4 new board members on the school board come January. Again, that's when all of these people will take office, will be January. And let's see, the other 2 people in that race, Andrea Krug-Kraus, the only incumbent running for re-election, will not be on the school board come January as she gets 773 votes, and Jason Schoenberger finishes with 482 votes. There were 266 write-in votes as well, just about 5% of the total vote with that 266. So again, 4 new school board members: Kathy Wallert, Brett Mai, Ron Weedle, and Deanna Myers. As Charsom not seeking re-election, also Dwayne Adams not seeking re-election. There was a vacancy position formerly held by John Quinde. He resigned a few months ago, and then Andrea Krug-Kraus again running for re-election, but she loses out. So 4 all-new school board members for that 8-person school board here for USD 407. So again, I know a lot of interest in that race. The other bit of information, or the bit of deciding done here today on this election day and throughout advanced balloting the last couple of weeks, was the questions, the constitutional amendment, the census question. Again, a yes vote, meaning to change the adjustment based on census of counting military and students, maybe when they're in university at KU, K-State, or Wichita State, or any of the other colleges around our state. That fails here in Russell County, but again, it sounds, Mike, like that one statewide, again, that's a statewide question, was going to go yes and pass, but does fail here in Russell County, 885 to 655. But again, it doesn't much matter if it's going to pass across the state by some of maybe of those more populous counties asserting themselves. The two other questions were both right here locally. Two tax questions, one a sales tax, one a mill levy or property tax question, and the Russell Regional Hospital half-cent sales tax question passes with no issue, almost 71% yes to 29% no. 1,341 votes in the affirmative for the half-cent sales tax to continue, and 548 no votes. So again, 1,300 more than that yes votes in that. On the other side, though, it was the USD 407 bond question failing here tonight, again by a margin of just about 60%. To 40%, 962 no votes compared to 642 yes votes. Again, for the 407 school district bond question, it would have been $9.9 million bond for HVAC improvements and for electrical improvements at all four attendance centers here for USD 407. Again, that one, though, fails. 962 votes to 642, so give or take a 60-40% swing there, no versus yes. So again, the hospital question passes, the 407 question fails here tonight. So again, about to 44% was the voter turnout, and that's about 1,945 ballots cast out of the 4,400 or 4,431 total registered voters in Russell County. So not maybe as good of I think maybe it was a 50% turnout for that mail ballot election back in the spring for the 407 bond election. So again, not good, not bad as far as turnout here for this election, especially on an off year, not being a presidential election. But again, should also mention the canvass will be November 18th. So these results are unofficial until then. There's not very many close, really tight races. So I don't imagine any actual results will change. Maybe a number here and a number there. But as far as who won, who lost, probably not going to be too much of that. So, or any even write-ins or anything of that nature. So again, that's the story down here at the courthouse. Again, here on election night.
David, great job. We appreciate all your help. And by the way, just check the Kansas Secretary of State's website, constitutional amendment about the census. Much of northern and western Kansas voting no against that. Much of central, specifically Saline County down to Wichita, and points east and south from there voting yes for that constitutional amendment. And if you look at the populous areas of Kansas, the most populous counties, that's where most of those votes said yes, and it's a 60-40 split on the statewide side right now with 198 of 315 precincts reporting at this point, and it's a 60-40 split yes to no. So it looks like that constitutional amendment will go in the yes category, and they will make that change when it comes to the census side of things. So, folks, we'll have more information about that also on KRSL.com coming up probably sometime here, either later on tonight or tomorrow when those final numbers are posted as well.